one of the big issues that Nelson Peltz has with Disney is that there's no succession plan. Think about Bob Iger. He was the CEO and he put in the other Bob Chapek, but he literally, and you guys were talking about this the other day, maybe Don, it was you, he literally never even left his office. I went and tracked this down. He like kept his office. And so Bob was like the other Bob, literally, and he had the other CEO office, but the guy who had been CEO, who was no longer CEO, never left his office and never diminished his sort of stature, if you would, within the company. He was known to hold lunches and meetings and the whole bit. So he's still working while Chapek is trying to deal with the assault that he's getting from the employees who are mad because they're not woke enough. And of course, Florida, and trying to mitigate that entire situation with Ron DeSantis, which wasn't easy. Disney eventually we just found out the other day, dropped its suit against Florida and Ron DeSantis. So you can see how this was clearly a problem and not an easy one by any stretch of the imagination, right, to deal with. And yet Iger continues to hang out. So Nelson Peltz is like, listen, buddy, you got to have a solution. You got to have a succession plan. Well, the succession plan is apparently, let me see. Oh, yeah, I printed this out, guys, because this is rather substantial. It's like 17 pages. This woman is the succession plan at Disney. Her name is Dana Walden. She used to work at Fox, I believe, 20th Century Fox Television at one point, and she is the new chosen one. We wish her luck. I don't know if it's good to be the chosen one, by Bob Iger. You know, if I were her, I'd say, hey, Bob, like, I'll do this, but you know what? You gotta vacate the building and give me your office. So she is a proven TV executive. CNBC, my former employer, they did this really big in-depth. I know this reporter too. He also used to work at Bloomberg. Alex Sherman, excellent reporter. And he went and spoke with 20 colleagues and friends about her strengths, her faults, and the perceived likelihood that she will actually take over for Iger. Listen, it is no accident that this story, which clearly took my former colleague Alex a long time to write, because as I said, it's very, very long for a CNBC story. It's like a magazine story. So don't kid yourself. There's a reason that this came out days before Nelson Peltz is about to really agitate in a major way. I mean, can Disney be saved? I think it can be, but I think they got to get realistic. I think Peltz will help them with that. You need somebody who's more concerned about profits than politics. Remember that, coin that. That's what we care about at 76 Research, the company I co-founded passionately because of this very issue. Because there's no reason you should see your Disney shares go from 200 to 100. Again, they've gone up, they've rallied in hopes that Peltz can pull it together. But Rob has invested for 25 years on Wall Street. He's run billions of dollars. He and I, like, this is a meeting of the minds. We've known each other a long time. We're good friends. And I would talk about it from a media perspective. He'd talk about it from a Wall Street investing perspective. I mean, he's like, for goodness sakes, like, I can't buy shares in an energy company because of all this ESG stuff at a time when energy's trading at $20. I mean, you had oil trading at $20 a barrel back in March 2020. It was wild. So we said, you know what, we got to do better for people. I mean, you look at, if we talk about this, I talk about this all the time, right? The challenge that middle-class Americans are facing because nobody's looking out for the middle class. Maybe Trump is, and that's why they like him. But it's important you look out for yourself because no institution's going to do it. Not government, not your, Merrill Lynch broker or Charles Schwab these days. Not anyone but you. Not your retirement fund. I mean, CalPERS, I'm amazed that they actually are doing the right thing by saying that they're going to vote for Peltz. It's up to you. So take a look at our research, 76research.com. I always put it in the show notes for you, but if I can, I'll actually try to write it right here in our conversation. And again, if you haven't gone, it's https:///76research.com. And there's just some terrific stuff on there. You can get our guide to anti-woke investing. You can get our 76 report. Phenomenal 76 report just came out with a really good pick for a stock that will really help you with inflation. It's like a rock solid pick. And I really encourage you to do it. There's also model portfolios there as well. Inflation protected. You have a growth oriented portfolio. You have some very, very interesting things. So if nothing else, get the free stuff. Check it out. Go to 76research.com.